I got good news. If you're looking for a Black Ember Forge review, look no further, because this is the only review you'll ever need to watch to know whether or not this EDC/travel pack is perfect for you. And if it's not, if you think to yourself, oh, maybe it's a bit too complicated, or I don't like the look, or there's too many features, then don't worry. Stick around to the end of the review, where I'll give you some alternative recommendations that might better suit your needs. All right, let's talk about the gist of the Black Ember Forge. The Black Ember Forge is a 3-way carry bag. It can be carried as a brief, as a messenger/duffel, or as a backpack. It's a 20-liter bag that can expand to 30 liters, making it ideal for an everyday carry/travel combo. It features Black Ember's typical dark, mysterious look. We've got 3 compartments: a quick access compartment, a travel compartment, and a tech compartment. Some modular add-ons, some super solid materials. I'll talk about those in detail in the next section. As of recording, there are 2 color options. You've got black or a pretty cool multicam. It should also be noted that while this is the 20-liter that can expand to 30 liters, there's also an 18-liter version of this bag that does not expand, just 18 liters for everyday carry. This is the bag when it's empty. This is the bag when it's full. And throughout this review, I'm gonna show you exactly what fits in the Black Ember Forge so you can know whether or not it suits your travel style. This is the bag on me. For reference, I'm 5'8". All Black Ember bags are backed by a lifetime warranty that guarantees them from any defects in construction or manufacturing. And for all that, this bag runs around 270 to 300 USD, depending on the materials and the colors that you get. And if at any point in this review, you're thinking to yourself, I want to be one with the Black Ember, I'm gonna get that freaking bag, then we do ask that you make your purchase using the first link in the description. That link does 2 things. It makes sure that you get the best price, but it also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel, which is also very important, and we thank you so much for your support. Okay, first up, let's talk about the front of the Black Ember Forge. For a bag that's so complicated, and I do emphasize, it's quite complex, the front is one of the simpler parts. And that simplicity can first be noticed with Black Ember's branding. Nothing too loud, no big logos, very subtle. You've got their name right here on the zipper pulls, Black Ember, their logo on the hardware, but that's it, which I'm personally a huge fan of. But what might catch your eye at first with the front are these guys right here. It's a set of 4 nips. And what those are used for are the modular extensions, right? Whether it's the handle right here to go into briefcase mode. Let's say you're like, F you, briefcase mode. Don't need you, then you can remove that. But there's a whole bunch of other modular accessories from other side handles in case you want to go into a more businessy briefcase mode. Or these guys for external lash points, right? You can carry things externally on the top, you can carry things externally right on the front here. You can use these as sternum straps. There's a whole well-designed modular ecosystem. But the biggest thing for the front is this front compartment, which I'm gonna call the quick access compartment. Reason being, it's just a single zip, right? It's not like all the other zips in here are like a 200, like it's circular, right? But this quick zip gives you quick access. It's PU coated YKK AquaGuard zipper, which means that it will protect against the elements. And let me see, yes, thank you, Black Ember. All the zippers on this bag are PU coated YKK AquaGuard zips, excluding the expansion, which I'm okay with. But back to this zipper, it's super smooth. These zipper pulls right here have a little bit of texture on them that gives them a little extra grip, which I'm quite a fan of. And on either side of the zipper, you have these little loops right here, which provide 2 things. First of all, they give you a point of leverage when you're opening or closing the bag. And second of all, this little hole right here, you can actually take the zipper, swing it on through, and now it's created like a sort of locking mechanism, which, you know, is unlockable, right? But it just gives you a little extra peace of mind. And you might want to lock it because a lot of the things that you'll put in this pocket are things that might cost a bit more money. In the pocket, we have 1, 2, 3 pen compartments, a Velcro mesh pocket, which I'm a big fan of. I'll talk about that in a sec. Key holder, and then 1, 2, 3 larger mesh pockets. One interesting thing about this compartment is it's really beefy. Like, you'd think it would be tight because you wouldn't want to put any bigger bits of gear in there. But Black Ember's like, sure, you don't have to, but if you do, it'll pack out. I'll throw a sweater in there in a second to show you what I mean. But let's throw some things in these mesh pockets. But before I do, a quick moment for mesh, because Aaron loves good mesh. And this is really nice mesh. Nice elasticity to it. And mesh is just great because it's just nice to the touch and you can see what's in that pocket. Now, like I said, this is a pocket for things that you want quick access to. For me, these are the things that I want quick access to. Let's start on the bottom. These larger pockets, I'm gonna throw things like a wallet. Whether I'm in EDC mode or whether I'm traveling, I like to have my nicotine gum and my tissues close by, just in case. Backup mask. And then I'm gonna use this pocket over here for some tech stuff, right? I got backup headphones, I've got a charging cable, and a portable battery. Throw my AirPods in there as well. Oh wait, actually no, I'm gonna switch things around. I'm actually gonna put the wallet in this pocket. AirPods will go here, and then for this pocket, perfectly fits a Moleskine. Meant to frickin' be, which me as an avid Moleskine user makes me so happy. These pockets are interesting because they're actually kind of big. They're not like as small as pockets in compartments like this have a tendency to be, which means you're gonna have to throw more gear in there unless you have bulkier bits of gear. Maybe you want to have multiple notebooks, or you got a Kindle. That'd be a good idea. Notebook, Kindle. But for me, these are the things that I want quick access to, so that's where it's going. Up north, we've got 3 pen holders. When I had an interview with the owner of Manal, he thought that pen holders were too prescriptive, and I agree with him, but I also disagree with him because I just love a spot for my pens, especially multiple spots for my pens in case one pen dies on me. My keyring holder, I'm using the Orbit Key Keyring V2. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that onto here. I like Black Ember's keyring solution because it's magnetic. And I like it because it's in the quick access pocket, which means it's easier to access. So I wanna get home, I wanna get in my freaking apartment. I don't wanna dig my keys out of the main compartment of the bag. I just want them to be here and accessible, and they are, and I appreciate that. Now, you got this cool little Velcro pocket up here, which I think is perfect for a phone. I've got the iPhone 13 regular. Phone goes right there, super secure, super awesome. Now, I usually have my phone in my pockets 9 times out of 10, but if I had a secure spot like this with this Velcro that was just kind of obviously carved for a phone, I might be more inclined to use it. Ultimately, I don't think it's like an organizational masterpiece, but I think it's interesting. And like I said, because of that expansion, if you want to throw something else in there, like a big old sweater, you can do that no problem. You could throw 2 sweaters in here, one here, one there. Like I said, keep our phones safe, gonna lock it up. Hell yeah. Next up, let's talk about the middle of the Black Ember Forge. And this material is made from a company called Cordura, and the material is called RE-Core RN66. Cordura is one of the best material makers in the Omniverse. And this particular material is a little bit of a scratchier feel, but it's a nice nylon. It's got a great weather resistance to it. Looks smart. Looks really smart, and just has a nice feel as well. But the one negative is that this material can be a bit of a dirt and dust and hair and other things magnet. Not as bad as some other bags that we reviewed that use similar materials, but it's something to be aware of, that this is one of those bags, because of the material, you gotta kind of like do that for. Overall though, the handle itself is quite comfortable, a really soft material, a little extra padding, you know, it works really well. You've got the buckle right here if you want to keep things nice and tidy. The buckle, a little difficult to snap and unsnap, but you know, this isn't quite as tidy if you just want to keep things nice and crispy clean. Notice on the sides, pretty basic external lash point right here, but one thing to note is that there's no external water bottle holder. Now there is a way to use Black Ember's modular straps and carry a water bottle on the top of the bag, if that's what you're into. But if you're just looking for a bag that comes with a basic standard water bottle holder, you know, like one like right here, it's not gonna have one. Which I think was the right call, because this is gonna be carried in a lot of different ways. You're gonna be in briefcase mode and then backpack mode, so just means you have to carry your water bottle in the main compartment, which we're gonna talk about ahora. The first main compartment, I'm gonna call it the travel compartment. Reason being, when you open the YKK zips, super smooth might I add, it just is an area where all your travel stuff goes. On side number 1, we got the circle side. This is great for packing cubes. And with the expansion, which I'll show you in just a second, you can expand, and this is the area that expands. So this is where you're putting your clothes, shirts, underwear, all that stuff goes right here. You can see right here on the outside of the bag, or the middle, is where you can expand from 20 to 30 liters. I'll go ahead and I got my Manal packing cubes, 5 to 7 days worth of clothes. Oh, fits beautifully. More packing cubes. And then I'm gonna throw my DOP kit, right? All my bathroom stuff. This one is from Peak Design. I'll put that right there. Zip it on up, nice. So you can see right now we're using the full expansion, right? But that part actually fits more than I thought that it would. Because think about it, we're at about 30 liters, and this takes up the bulk of the 30 liters, but you could shove a ton more stuff in there, and we haven't even talked about the other parts of this bag. This is gonna be a long review. On the outside of the clothing holder, you have this zipper right here with a mesh compartment. This is good for things that you want to maybe access a bit quicker. Flipping over to the other side. This is an interesting compartment, a bit complicated for my taste. There's a lot going on. We've got these two mesh pockets, a sort of sleeve compartment right there, zippered access inside the mesh compartments on both sides, and then another zip access right here. Right, there's a lot going on. For me, in my personal preference, this whole thing's just a bit too much. Like, usually when it comes to me packing clothes, like, I'm pretty simple. I throw a couple of cubes in the main compartment, and with all these different spaces, you feel like you need to use it. So we'll try and pack some stuff out, you know, just so you can get an idea of how it all looks when it is packed out. I'm gonna throw an iPad in this sleeve. It seems like it's well padded, decent spot for an iPad. You can probably put it in the tech compartment as well, but whatever, iPad's going there for now. All right, let's throw a computer charger in here, a microphone, put a tripod in there as well, little tripod from Peak Design. Got a spare tote, always nice to carry a tote with you wherever you go, cut down on your use of plastic bags. And I got a Bluetooth speaker. Tripod on the bottom, let's put my sunglasses. I'm actually not gonna put anything in this compartment because I don't like this compartment, so I'm boycotting it. Screw you. And the glasses I'll leave for a different spot. Now you can see in this compartment, I put a lot of bulky stuff. I actually have no idea how this is going to close. I think it'll close. Oh yeah, okay. As you can see, we really use that space. We are fully open now, right? That expansion is, we're getting our money's worth. But even then, we could have fit a lot more in this compartment. You can see like there's still room in there. So it's actually pretty impressive what this can hold. It says it's a 30 liter. It kind of packs like a 32, 33 liter. We haven't even gotten into the tech compartment yet. Let's do it now. Yet again, two YKK AquaGuard zips. These guys, as always, lock into each other in case you want a little extra protection. And then, we're in the tech compartment. Two sides of the tech compartment, and then more organization here. If I would have thought about this, maybe I would have put my laptop charger in here and some more tech stuff to have everything, you know, compartmentalized. Tech stuff in the tech compartment, but it's too late now. And I want to test a few other things out. For instance, my Sony over-the-head headphones. It'll fit in this sleeve here, but will it also close? Time will tell. And I'm just gonna use these smaller pockets for like smaller wires and whatnot, chargers, all that good stuff. And yeah, it's just those three pockets. You got these two cuts right here and this guy right there. I like the cuts of these pockets, right? Black Ember just could have had the pocket like this, but the cut gives you a little bit more easy access. And just these little things like that cut right there can go a long way. But let's talk about the laptop compartment. So you can see right here the laptop compartment, it can fit up to a 15-inch. Magnetic opening and closing. Very, very smooth, very satisfying. That's fun. We've got the ripstop nylon material here, which might I add, I didn't even mention, I love that they use this material because it helps to create a highlight effect inside the bag. And ripstop nylon is super durable. Then they do like a silver to black thing here, I'm not sure why. You can go ahead and put your laptop in. I got a 13-inch MacBook Pro, so mine fits with room to spare, and how falsy the bottom is. This means that the laptop bottom is not at the bottom of the bag, right? So if you're carrying this in briefcase mode or shoulder duffel mode, notice how far the bottom of the laptop is from the bottom of the bag. It gives you room, which means if you drop your bag, wow, this is heavy. Your laptop is not gonna get destroyed. But also we got a really nice amount of padding. And for those reasons, I'd feel super secure wearing, oh yeah, on the back, really nice padding with the back panel. And this material is super soft. It's like an anti-scratch microfiber material, which is great for the security of your laptop, but also just like the satisfaction of using it. Like you want your laptop to be in its throne. Even like it's like king size, California style mattress, right? You just want it to be sleeping nice and slumberly and cozily. Because no matter if you're in briefcase mode or shoulder mode or backpack mode, this magnetic closure is super secure and will keep your laptop super secure as well. But will it close with the bulky headphones? I think it will. Oh, it certainly will. I can't believe how big this thing has gotten. Look at how massive it is now. It literally started like this. That's actually pretty impressive versatility. But that kind of adds to the feel of like when I was using it empty, it still felt massive for like an everyday carry for a 20-liter bag. And that's just because of how many materials and things are going on here and the weight. But you can see why, because when you are utilizing this for travel, it really expands, it really breathes, and it's just really versatile in that aspect. Bags like this that can do both things usually aren't the best at either, right? This is not going to be the best everyday carry or 20-liter bag. And it's also not gonna be the best 30 to 35 liter. It feels like a 35 liter. But what it is a really freaking awesome fusion of the two, which saves you money. One product can do multiple things. Let's talk the back of the Black Ember Forge. We'll start with the different carrying options. So like I said, we have the top duffel handle But you know, when you're fully packed out, not recommended. Unless you're trying to like, wow, yeah, that's heavy. But good thing is, if you're just not into wearing it in backpack mode, you can do this. But not super crazy about this either. Usually, a well-done duffel will connect from one end and then the opposite end of the other. This helps to maintain the balance of the bag a little bit better. Not all duffels do this, but most do, or they're centered, right? But this, you got the duffel's connections on both sides, which means when you're holding the bag, it's really leaning forward. It's not the end of the world, right? Especially because you got the handle here, so you can kind of do one of these. But this is not going to be the world's greatest travel duffel. Having said that, we do have some padding. I'm stoked about the padding. I like the nylon material. It feels nicer than most nylon material does. And it connects with these Woojin hooks right here. Woojin is a manufacturer of buckles and clips and hooks, and they do really good work. You got a little 360 rotation here too. That gives it a little bit extra comfort so the bag can sort of move with you. And clipping it on is super simple. Boom. But I gotta admit, I would just wear this thing in backpack mode 9 times out of 10, especially if I'm traveling with it. The backpack straps are accessible via Velcro right here. Quite interesting. Normally, I freaking hate it when premium backpacks use Velcro. I'm like, dude, it's a premium bag and you're using Velcro. But Black Ember is the only brand, for me, that can use Velcro on a premium pack, and they just make it work. And then you can see you have this panel right here. We've got a little hidden pocket in this guy. I'll get back to that in a second. First, let's unleash the shoulder straps. You can go ahead and use this Velcro to put the back panel back in, but now we actually have full backpack mode. Sternum strap is included. Yet again, Velcro up here, but I'm okay with it. Black Ember somehow makes it work. This allows you to adjust the shoulder strap, you know, to fit your body. And one interesting thing is, I don't know if Black Ember did this intentionally, but because of the way that the strap connects to the actual bag, you have like a little bit more movement, which I personally find to be a bit more comfortable. It's like what Peak Design did with their everyday backpack with a swivel system, but a significantly cheaper option that still works almost as effectively. The shoulder straps themselves, a bit coarse for my taste. They're beefy, which I like on a bag this size, especially with how much we packed this out, right? You want that to help take, you know, the weight of all this weight and to, you know, just take it easy on your shoulders. But it's like, I don't know, there's not a lot of movement. I assume it'll break in over time. This is kind of a first impression review. I'm sure as you wear this guy for a few weeks or months, it'll probably contort to the shape of your body, but it's a little bit stiffer than I might prefer. But to add to comfort, you got this nice little contour shape right there, so it fits and sort of dances with the shape of your torso, which adds extra comfort. Speaking of comfort, sternum strap. On a backpack this size, you're gonna need a sternum strap. And a sternum strap connects via magnet, thank you for the magnet, and it helps redistribute the weight from your back to your torso. For the bottom of the shoulder straps, love what's going on here because we have a no dangle situation. So as you can see on the bottom, normally these types of shoulder straps will have this nylon webbing at the bottom, which is like just flying all over the place. But these are a bit different. It's like a no dangle solution. Unfortunately though, if you're a bit smaller like me, I'm 5'8", and I like my bag super, super tight. So when I tighten it as much as I need, I've got excess dangle going on here, which I'm also not crazy about. You can kind of push it out of the way, but it doesn't actually go down all the way. So I've tightened this as much up as I can. I push this as far down as I can. You've still got some excess nylon going on right here. But overall, the fit, I'm wearing it, feels comfy, a bit coarse. But with the weight that I have in this bag, as of this point in time, I got this extra beefiness on the shoulder straps. Feels good. And I'm getting some ventilation on the back. Let's talk about that. The back panel itself is pretty simple, right? They didn't overcomplicate it. They just got the 2 3D molds on either side. And one thing to note is look at, see these holes? It's like a damn beehive in there. A, that helps cut down the weight of the bag a bit, but also B, just additional ventilation. And then you got this cut right down the middle for more ventilation, right? Some sweet Mother Nature breeze on your back to help fight back sweat. Hashtag no back sweat. And then if you are traveling with luggage as well, you can go ahead and use the luggage pass-through holder, lift the handle of your luggage up, slide it through, good to go. It's pretty big when it's packed out, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to fit it on your luggage when you're in full 30-liter mode. And then, as mentioned, there are hidden pockets on this back panel here. Could be a good spot for a passport. I think though that I just probably wouldn't use it. I like a quick access pocket in the back, like if there was something like, I don't know, right here, right, that I could access without having to take the bag off. I just go, oh, I need my passport. Here you go, Mr. TSA officer. But to have to this, This, I just probably won't end up using it. And speaking of pockets, what do you think about that pocket? Would you like to have voted for that pocket to go somewhere else? Wouldn't that be so cool if somebody offered the ability to vote for features that you liked on a backpack? There is. You may not know it, but here at Nomads Nation, we are building our own backpack, documenting the entire journey, and allowing our audience, that's you, to help vote on some of the key features. Pocket locations, colors, materials, you name it, we want to hear what you have to say. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, you can follow our journey here on YouTube. Or if you want to vote and get a deeper look, behind the scenes look at us building this bag, from factory visits to the designs and everything in between, check out the second link in the description. You can then sign up to our email newsletter and get full access and never miss a beat for our Building a Backpack project. I hope to see you there. Back to this guy. Okay, let's talk about the overall pros and the overall cons of the Black Ember Forge. Overall pro number 1, amazing materials. Overall pro number 2, super impressive versatility. Overall pro number 3, sort of a subsect to that, is like really impressive capacity. But I got some cons, here they are. Con number 1, extremely complicated user experience. Con number 2 is the materials can be a bit of a dust, dirt, hair magnet. And con number 3 is with a bag like this that tries to be so many things, you're going to get a super good EDC, a super good travel pack, a super good duffel, but not necessarily the best of any of those. So it just depends on what you prioritize. Do you want one piece of gear that can do many things really well, or multiple pieces of gear that do certain things to perfection? The choice is yours. But let's say you've made your choice and you're like, I choose the Black Ember. We're gonna be BFFs and buying you right now. If that's the case, we do ask that you make your purchase using the first link in the description. Remember, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and it also helps to support our Nomads Nation YouTube channel. Thank you so much. But in the situation that you are not quite certain, you're still here, you're like, oh, maybe the Black Ember Forge would be cool to have, but like, is there anything else out there that's better? Let me throw a couple other options your way. Alternative recommendation number 1 is going to be the Nomatic Travel Pack. Pretty similar in terms of use case. It's a 20-liter backpack that can expand to 30 liters. It can be carried in multiple ways, but it's just a completely different angle. You gotta watch the review to see what I mean. And we did an epic review, and you can watch that review by navigating down to the description below and clicking the link to the video, which will take you to the review. Alternative recommendation number 2 is going to be the Knack Pack. This crafty little bag, yet again, similar to the Forge, can expand from 24 liters to 35 liters. So it's a great option if you want a bit of extra space. And yet again, you're just looking for kind of a different look. It's less gothy and Black Embery and more not gothy and Black Embery. To learn more about the Knack Pack bag, take a look in the description below and you'll find a link to our full review. And alternative recommendation number 3 is going to be the Black Ember Shadow. This is for you if you're like, dude, I'm kind of feeling the whole Black Ember thing, but I don't need the expansion and the travel pack. I just want a cool ass Black Ember everyday carry backpack. And that's exactly what the Shadow is. And it's kind of a cult classic. And there's a few things that I'm not crazy about with it, but a lot that I love. I wonder what those things are. If you want to find out, you can just go down to the description below and you'll find a link to our full Black Ember Shadow review. If you're still here, it means that you're probably super into backpacks. Guess what? So am I. If that's the case, you should definitely watch this next video where I explain more about our Building a Backpack project. You can learn about why I decided to do this and where the project is moving forward and how to be able to vote on some of the key features. It's awesome. Check out the video. My name's Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.